for the press, I want to put an end to the rumors that the rest of the staff has not quit because he's leaving. I want you to know that. I knew this day would come, to state the obvious, but it doesn't make it any easier. You know, I've known Ron since he was a kid. His third-year law student in a school near Boston. What was that school's name? Harvard, I think. I knew the moment he started he was a once-in-a-generation talent. That's not hyperbole. He's a fiercely brilliant intellect, and again, those of you who work with him know it to be true. And just as important, he has a heart as big as his head. You know, you're like family. And folks who've been with me a long time know it's hard to get away from us. For the last 36 years, Ron has been at my side in one capacity or another. And there's been some very tough and real battles we've been in together. And when you're in the trenches of somebody, you figure out pretty quickly what they're made of. He's willing to jump in front of the bus for you. So I knew, as we faced our most important battle, the battle for the soul of the nation, that I needed Ron. And that's not hyperbole. He assembled the most diverse and most talented White House team in history and led them to solve some of the really difficult problems. With Ron's leadership, just look at what we've gotten here over the years. Over the last 2 years alone, fighting COVID, reviving our economy, rebuilding the infrastructure, protecting our planet, fighting against gun violence, advancing civil rights. And while we've accomplished an extraordinary amount of work, consequence of Ron's success, he is beloved by those of you here in the White House, as demonstrated by this crowd here. And, as I said earlier, there's a lot of Klaniacs in this room. They're going to miss him.
Klaniacs?
Yeah. Not as much as I will. Jeff Zients, right here.
You heard it right.
I first got to know him. We worked together and implemented the Recovery Act of 2009, and later he was director of the Office of Management and Budget. He later led the daunting, complicated task of fixing healthcare.gov. We've made a lot of progress, but we have to build on that project. And if anyone's going to be able to build on that job, it's Jeff. You know, when you're a family of someone running the White House, you got to be embarrassingly I got to embarrass you all the time and introduce you. But it's because we're proud of it, and thank you. I know this doesn't happen without the cooperation of the whole family. I mean, that's the Let me close with this. It's my great pleasure, and I don't get to do this often, to turn this over to Ron to publicly speak.
This is the best job I've ever had. I will miss this job, our work, this mission, and most of all, this team every single day. It is especially not bad for a president and a team that was written off for dead in the winter of 2019, and for dead again in the winter of 2020, and for dead again in the winter of 2021, and for dead again the first week of November 2022.
Is John Boehner
never
in a
a good
mess?
bet. It's bet against Joe Biden and this team. Never, ever a good bet. To the President and First Lady, Dr. Biden, you welcomed me into the Biden family 4 decades ago, and there's no higher honor I could have.
Like me.
It's more than I could possibly ask. Thank you so much for everything. I learned everything I know about how to be a good father from Joe Biden.
Oh, my God.
He's the best father I know and the best role model I know. I look forward to being on your side when you run for president in 2024. And with that, I will turn the podium over to the next White House Chief of Staff,
Which
Jeff
is why I'm
Zients.
running for the House.
Thank you, folks. Head down the dining room. Get something to eat.
Real men don't cry on TV.
What was that?
Oh, my God.
What even was that?
Reminded me of The Godfather, where he's like, you could act like a man. And smacks him in
What's the
face.
matter with you?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
When are those two going to, what's going to happen now? Those two guys going to go back to the hotel and cuddle up and watch a rom-com?
I was almost feeling like, oh, Ron, he really does like Joe. They've been friends for so long, for a second, until he said everything I've learned from Joe Biden, especially how to be a good dad.
Oh.